Hi everyone. Today I am going to tell you a short story um, about Vatrisha Simhasana and Vikramaditya. The name of the story is the water reservoir and the merchant. So let me begin the story. Once again King Bhoja tried to mount the throne, and another statuette came out and said, "O King Bhoja, do you have the heroic daring like King Vikramaditya? If you have, then you can come and sit on the throne." Then immediately Bhoja became very curious and he asked, "Okay, please tell me what heroism King Vikramaditya did." Then her statuette began. She said, "Through the spies, King Vikram would learn all about, in the sense, various interesting and uh, wonderful incidents and other marvelous account from all over the world. There is a saying that the cattle perceives through their sense of smell, the Brahmins through the scriptures, the king through the spies, and other perceives through merely through their two eyes. And, O King, Your Majesty, you should know, when one is a king, he should know fully the condition of the people, and he should keep all the accounts. The subject should be nurtured, the wicked should be punished, good should be honored, and the revenue should be just, collection of the revenue should be just, and the petitioners also be heard equally. Like all these things should be with a king. Then she again began, means the statuette began. I am going to tell you a story about the heroism of King Vikramaditya. Please listen to me. Then she began again. Usually King Vikramaditya sent his spies to the different parts of the world so that he could come to know in detail about the welfare of the people, of his subject. Similarly, two spies went far away and they travelled a lot. At last they came back to King Vikramaditya and said, "Your Majesty, we have seen a wonderful thing in Kashmir." Then King Vikramaditya became very curious and he said, "Well, tell me what you have seen." Then these two spies began. There was a very rich merchant in the land of Kashmir, and he had a reservoir for water dug nearly about extent of 10 miles, and there was a beautiful temple at the center of the tank reservoir. But the funny part is, O king, never water does remain in that tank. Nobody knows why, and we also saw that the poor Brahmin called so many the poor merchant called so many Brahmins and performed so many rituals, but still then nothing had happened. Everything went in vain. So one day he was dejected. Then he just sat near the tank and taking very deep breath. At that time he heard a voice from the sky. The voice said, "O merchant, why you are sitting here? and taking deep breath. You do one thing. When a person having 32 auspicious sign will sprinkle his blood, blood from his neck in this reservoir, you will get clean water. And from that day onwards, water will flow and it will never be empty. Then the merchant thought a lot of things, how anybody would come and do this. So what he did, he just thought of a plan. Then he made a statue made up of 1,000,000 gold coins and kept it just near the tank. And yes, on that tank, in the middle of the tank, there was a beautiful temple of Lord Vishnu. So he just kept the statue, gold statue, near the tank. And in a stone slab, he just wrote few lines, inscription, that any hero who sacrifices his own neck blood, having 32 auspicious signs in his body, he would be the owner of this statue. His blood should be sprinkled in this reservoir. But everybody saw that, but nobody dared to come and do this. And that is why, Your Majesty, means the spies were telling to King Vikramaditya, that is why the reservoir still now it is empty. Then King Vikramaditya became very curious. He said that, okay, then let us go and see if we can do something, if I can help to that merchant and the other people. Then he, with the spies, went to Kashmir. He reached there, and really the temple was beautiful. And it was on the middle of the tank, and a statue of Lord Vishnu as a form of boar, it was installed on the middle of the temple. Then on all sides of the temple there are 8 Bhairavas, and they all were made up of gemstones, beautiful gemstones. Not only that, Sri Ganeshji statue was also there, and a beautiful dancing pose of Lord Shiva, like Tandava Nritya. So Vikramaditya thought that it is such a beautiful place, and such a huge water reservoir, why the water doesn't stay here? Then he took his bath and prayed to Lord Vishnu. He thought that he took his bath and did his rituals also. He then prayed to Lord Vishnu and said, "Oh God, if you really want the blood of a person who has having 32 auspicious signs, then please accept my blood. And you know, life is uncertain and transitory. One day it will perish. If I can do something good for the benefit of the people, if I can do something, some good thing for the people, then I must do it." So he got ready to cut his throat. He just took the sword and tried to cut. At that time, Lord Vishnu immediately came and hold his hand. He said, "Oh Vikram, I am pleased with you. Don't dare to do this. Then ask me a boon." Then King Vikramaditya said, "Oh Lord, if you are pleased, please grant me that this merchant's reservoir will be filled with water and people will be benefited. And secondly, please do one thing that nobody will come to know that I came here and because of me you are pleased and the water tank is filled with water. That much I need. God granted the same thing whatever he wished, and then Vikramaditya once again went back. The reservoir was filled with water and Vikramaditya went away to his kingdom. Now the statuette asked King Bhoja, Your Majesty, can you do this daring? Like he was going to cut his own throat just for the welfare of the people. Can you do this? She said, and at that time King Bhoja remained silent. And the statuette flew away. Once again I will meet you with another story of Vikramaditya and Vatrisha Simhasana. Thank you so much.